guys. I'm Jeff Lobb. My company, Spark Tank Media and Coach 52. I'm not going to tell you how many years I've been in this business because there's a lot of gray hairs on my head to show. 36 years straight up in the real estate space, but we speak, train, and coach real estate agents and teams across the country. We help agents make money, and we share with them tactical ways to differentiate themselves. So thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Of course. And off the top, if we could have Luis Perez talk about TrueView Home Inspections. Luis, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Luis Perez. I'm one of the owners of TrueView Inspections. And I know the name of this class is to stay on top of a noisy market. Now, as a buyer's agent, you need to make sure that your offer for your buyer is going to go on top of everybody else's offers. And sometimes it's not necessarily asking $50,000 above asking price, right? So many realtors that work with us are doing these smaller inspection window periods, 3-day periods, 5-day periods to make their offer more enticing. But in order to do that, you need an inspection company that's going to back you up and help you through that. So your regular one-man show inspector, he might not be able to have that availability. Well, at TrueView, we have one of the largest team of inspectors in the Tri-County area where we could get our inspectors out to you fast. You need an inspection same day, we got you. You need an inspection next day, we got you. Our goal is to always help turn around inspections within 24 to 48 hours. But on top of that, we provide immediate report delivery. So if you're running against time, you're racing against the time, it's important to work with a company that provides a report immediately before the inspector leaves the property. You get the full home inspection, wind mitigation, 4-point with estimated repair costs. What that's going to do, it's going to help you. It's going to give you time. It's going to give you the flexibility to put these tighter windows on your contracts. And if all else fails, here's the bottom line. We have a 200% money back guarantee. What does that mean? If within 24 hours of you or your clients receiving the inspection report, you're not completely satisfied, not only will we refund you the inspection amount, but we'll also pay for another inspection company of you or your client's choice to go back out and do another inspection at the property. So that's why it's a no-brainer to use us on your next inspection, and you'll see why we're one of the best and most reputable companies right here in South Florida. So thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you. And I personally use TrueView for my home inspection. I must say they went above and beyond. The video for each little issue is great. And my inspector even had to climb on the roof to find a compressor, and he wasn't scared to do it. He did it. He found what we needed, and we got the inspection done. So I can fully attest that this is a phenomenal service, and I highly recommend TrueView for your home inspection needs.
Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate that.
Of course. And with that, do we have Steffi with Mills Knows Bills? Or Stephanie, I'm sorry. Are you in the house?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for having me. So I am Stephanie with Mills Knows Bills, a financial coach, and I help entrepreneurs and variable income earners make sure that they have mastery over their finances, right? So instead of trying to guess how many houses you need to close and trying to figure out how you can take your money that extra mile, you have folks like me in your corner that will go over what exactly you need to do to make that happen and to get that number to live the lifestyle that you want to live. So go ahead and join us for a webinar. We're actually having one today at 6 p.m. So we can learn how to go ahead and plan for a variable income earners and work out that budget. And we also have some sessions opening up here. So if you're ever interested in mastering your finances in 90 days, then you can go ahead and contact me. I'll include my information in the chat.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's get started. We'll have one more speaker coming up at about 12:15, 12:30 with Jamie Ikovic. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong.
Ikovic, that's okay, no worries.
Yes, with Allied Title and Escrow. So I will, unless you want to go off the top now, or would you rather wait a few more minutes? Okay.
I can wait.
Very good, very good. So Nick, Jeff, the floor is yours. Let's get this class started.
Awesome.
Right.
Can you just enable screen sharing so I could pop up our.
Oh yeah, so sorry about that.
That's all right. No worries. We got you. Yeah, Nick.
And you have the record button on, right, Kevin?
Yes, yes, we're definitely recording.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming on to Staying on Top of a Noisy Market. So many of us, all of us pretty much in the country right now are dealing with several issues. One of them is going to be inventory. Another one is going to be how to get your offers accepted. And on top of that, what are some things that you can do to really stand out? So as you see here, this is some information about Jeff and I.
There you go.
Screenshot.
That's the mugshot phase right there.
Yeah, so if you want to know how to stay in touch with us, very easy. We're all over the internet, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, places.
All right, so here we go. Let's go. So stay on top of a noisy market, guys. Look, we're in a challenging inventory market. We got to differentiate ourselves. We got to find ways to compete with, a lot more agents that we had in the market, 5 years ago. I don't know if you guys know this. Maybe some of you too, but there's almost 400,000 new real estate agents came into the market in the last 5 years, which is a lot of new agents coming in. So competition's heavier. So we got to find ways to differentiate ourselves. So we're going to cover some things. We'll keep an eye on the chat box too. I'll try and throw the chat box up so I can check out any questions you guys might have. But we're going to hopefully give you some really actionable nuggets to take away that you can go do that'll make you different. And we'll try and cover it as quickly as we can because we know your time is super valuable. So Nick, why don't you kick us off here and I'll tie into some of your strategies as well.
Yeah, so I think we're just going to hit it really hard right off the bat.
Yep.
Anyone that knows that I love video, can you tell? Video doesn't necessarily come naturally. It's one of those things that you have to work at. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We're going to talk about 5 things that you must do today to compete as a video agent. And when I say a video agent, the more known you are, which we're going to get to a few things in a little while here, but the more known you are, the more memorable you're going to be. They're going to know that you're the agent that's going to put in the extra time on their deal. So if you're the agent, you don't need the most expensive gadgets in the world. It's about a few simple things. And Jeff will echo this as well. It's about adding value, right? So it's understanding what kind of value do you want to give to your. And so I think there's several ways to look at this. I'm over here in Dubai right now, a great example. So I'm in Dubai, but I'm still shooting content for my US and other foreign national clients that I've had for many years, but I'm giving them a value. I'm giving them insight into a lifestyle, insight into information that they might need. Jeff says hyper local all the time. And basically what that means is if you want to sell Edgewater, listen, you better be out there with your cute little dog every single day in the park, walking around Marketplace Park. You better know where the best octopus is. You better know where the dry cleaner is. You better know where the best Toscano wines are. You want to know where the ice cream shop is, and you want to know where the best dog park, dog room, and everything else, so forth. So when I say value-based video with a twist, create your own style. I do my thing. It's a little bit different. You have to pick the style that works for you, but giving value is key. So whenever I go sit down to do a video, I storyboard. I don't script. Not good scripted, but when you write down the key points that you want, and you can start with, what do you want to achieve from this video? Don't just shoot a video to shoot a video. Think of, I want someone to know that I'm the expert in the Paramount Bay. I want someone to know that I'm the expert at Jade. So what do? You create value around Jade, around Paramount Bay. It's not always about just, look at me, I'm in a penthouse. That's great. Your mom, your dad, your cousin, your friends are going to like it. But your potential customers can see past this. So what you need to do is, a few steps you can take is look at who do you want to meet and how, and then you create video for them and its lifestyle. What's their lifestyle? What do they do on the weekends? What do they need to do on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m.? Think about these things. It's different for every single one of us, but write them down and then be extremely precise in your videos. Short and sweet is okay. You don't need to watch a 15-minute video these days. So imagine this. I know that I want to sell to high net worth individuals coming in from Brazil. And I know that I want to sell specifically in one area. I do some research. I can look where all the sellers are coming from. I know that the Jade in Brickell is a tried and true building with a solid HOA that has did a huge renovation about a couple of years ago. And I know that Brazilians love it, that I could sell it in my sleep, right? So then I know I'm looking for high net worth Brazilians. What do they like? Do some research. They like art, they like cars, they like walkability, they like security, safety, all these things. So then I'm going to create content based around that. So I'm giving value to my targeted market, which is these high net worth Brazilians. Eu falo português, I speak Portuguese, right? So go on your strengths, take the things that you're already good at, find the clients that you want to attract, and then literally go and create content that you think they need to know. If a specific Brazilian artist was going to have an expo 30 days from now, I should be promoting that on social media for 30 days because I'm giving value to these individuals. If you do enough of it and you have access to that kind of sphere of influence, you're going to be getting business out of this. Jeff, you want to talk about some equipment?
Yeah.
I know you have a lot.
Well, we talk equipment. I also want to talk a strategy first. One of my favorite strategies, I think I'd be remiss to not share it, because I think the biggest challenge we have right now is finding new ways to prospect too, because the word prospect sometimes gives you that cringy feeling like, I can't believe I have to go hard and prospect even harder than I've ever prospected before to find inventory, to find business. So to tie video together, and it's one of my favorite strategies. If you dropped me in the middle of anywhere USA today to start selling again today, and I don't care how many years experience we have, if you drop me in the middle of your market, I still don't know anybody. I don't have that, influence. So I've got to find ways to find people quickly. So what I would always do, and we leverage simply our Facebook business page in the chat, if you don't mind me asking, and I would love to see your response in the chat. Do you happen to have a Facebook business page that gets very little engagement or activity? Not your personal page, your business page. Share with me your thoughts of how much engagement you're getting on your business page right now on Facebook. I know IG is the bigger platform, but I want to leverage a strategy with a Facebook business page because it's free. It costs us nothing. So very little activity, right? And most of us are going to start to say, yes, I get a couple likes here and there. I get some here. And there's a reason for that. They changed the algorithm to get us to spend money. There's two things here though. It's still good to have because it's still found in Google. It's searchable and it still creates part of your online reputation. But here's the spin on this. If I have a farm area or a town or a subdivision or a section I want to sell in, I want to find out, where do those people go before, during, and after they leave their homes to work, away from work. And to tie into Nick's strategy too with the business owners, I found a way in my market, and I did this personally pre-Facebook, but would do it with Facebook, is I would create a page called the best of, Fort Lauderdale, the best of my area, my county, whatever it is. And we're creating a page called the best of for a reason. We want to elevate businesses, but I want to create it as a prospecting opportunity. What I knew is the people that surrounded my farm area that were doing business knew a lot of the people that lived in the homes that I wanted to sell. They also had a much bigger database than me, and they knew a lot of local contacts, including investors. So I chose to prospect businesses. And the prospecting script was really simple. It was, hey, I'm Jeff Lobb from whatever real estate brand you are. We just created an awesome page on Facebook or on social media called the best of Fort Lauderdale, the best of downtown, wherever, best of Miami. And I'm highlighting some of the best businesses in town to share with my real estate clientele. I think you guys do an amazing job. I'd love to promote you guys to my real estate audience. Would that be okay if I promoted you guys on my Facebook page called the best of? Boom. Now, in real life, when this happened to me, true story, many years ago, the guy looked at me, it was a pizzeria. And the guy looked straight up at me. He's like, that sounds awesome, but how much? What's it going to cost? Now, I had no script for this, but I knew he knew thousands of people, first name basis. I said, no, we don't charge for this. I said, I'm a top producer in the area. I sell a lot of real estate. And I'm always looking for places to send my clients to try new in the towns and the community I sell in. I'd love to just send more people to you by promoting you. Is that okay? Think about that. Now, that's prospecting because it's a value prop first. Gives me the opportunity now to how do I do this? Let's do a little video together. Let's spend time when you have a few minutes downtime. Let's learn more about you and your family that started this business. And we create the storyboard, as Nick was talking about, right? We storyboard this. Now I'm accomplishing three things with this. A, I'm meeting a person who knows hundreds of people that surround my area. B, I'm getting good local content that shows me the local expert. And C, I'm creating good content for not only my Facebook page, but content I can use and repurpose across my IG platform and my stories and everything else, because I'm always front and center elevating businesses. So I accomplish a lot with that. And I literally look at, if you just did this once a week, it grew my business into such a referral base to the point where once I got to a substantial market area, I duplicated it in other towns. So it gave me a lot of easy reasons to prospect without getting told no. Right? Because and if they really said no to getting self-promotion, and remember this, if you guys are anybody, I don't know if you're Gary V fans at all, but I think Nick, I don't know if you were there at that event I did down at the Hard Rock Stadium with Gary V. So, I think he just wrote the book, Jab, 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 Right Hook. This is all about jabbing, right? This is all about give value to people first, give value. I didn't ask him to take my business cards and stick them up on his bulletin board or on his counter. I just said, I want to highlight you guys and promote you guys on my best of page. That's it. And I want content. I want to create content. And I want to come back again 6 weeks later and bring someone to lunch there. But I also want you to think not just about restaurants. Think about where the people go in your market area. If it happens to be a kid-friendly area, it's find the karate studios and the dance studios. If it's a high elevated place, find like the dog parks, the dog walkers, like find the people that are doing the business with the people you want to do business with and elevate them. Cost you nothing and solves 3 problems in one using video. So to me, that's what I would do if you dropped me in the middle of a market area and said, start selling real estate tomorrow. I would leverage that strategy all day because it gets me out talking to people. So that's my strategy I wanted to share because to me, it's my favorite. It's easy to do. But if you want to talk about some physical devices, it used to be super complicated, right? Nick, we used to have all these gadgets and attachments, like literally your newer iPhones and Samsungs with like a ring light. And if you're not either a ring light or a little LED light above, which I just bought one, it should be here today. One that now sticks to the back of my laptop because I've noticed a lot lately when I'm traveling, the lighting in like a hotel room or wherever it is tends to get scrubby sometimes. So literally the most authentic video used to be complicated, but now it's simple because we have the devices in our hands to do it. And I'm going to share with you a really cool video app that solves a lot of these problems too when it comes to creating better video, but I'll hold that for just a couple minutes there until we get to that point. So
On it.
sound,
Go ahead.
cover sound. Cover some sound, Nick.
Okay, so sound is one of the most important things. Now, as Jeff said, hotel room scrubby. I actually have an external light. I have a Loom Cube.
Loom Cube,
I'm
yeah,
looking-
that's what I just bought.
They cleaned my room while I was out today, and I can't find the darn thing. But the Loom Cube is absolutely amazing. And I use the Loom Cube with 2 devices. So I carry, which you don't need this, by the way. The iPhone, the Samsung does an amazing job. But I carry this little DJI Pocket 2 with me everywhere I go.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It fits in this little case. I have the adapter here, the Osmo adapter here for the wireless, so I can control it from an iPhone. But to me, the 3 most important things start with sound. Sound can be taken from a video, and you can have a podcast. And when you have crispy sound, like Jeff has an amazing microphone right now. I don't, I'm on the iPhone. I didn't have enough room to bring my big mic. But having a good mic makes a tremendous difference because people are very audible, right? And then after that, you become visual. But before you get to the visual, to the camera you're using, lighting is important. So as Jeff mentioned, you can buy a $15 ring light on Amazon right now that will upgrade your business. And I was a little stressed out because I couldn't find my Loom Cube, so I'm making the best of it. But when you're going to put content, what's this, Jeff? What's that one?
It's a Loom Cube. So I have my new Loom Cube just broke. I got the new one coming, but this is the actual tripod for Loom, just so you can see the name. Loom.
Perfect.
Cube.
Yeah, yes.
Go for it.
Good. So anyway, so back to that. There's different mics. Listen, if you're going to spend money on anything other than a cell phone, I think spend money on mics. I use the Comica Boom X-D. This is the same sound quality as a lot of the Sennheiser mics. Now, the difference is the old Sennheiser mics, when I do a really big production for a video, there's an antenna on it. So I can have my back to the camera, to the receiving piece, and it can still hear me. With these, you don't have an antenna. So you kind of have to be forward facing. This part over here connects to your phone. So what I have is I have a tripod. It has a holder. And whether it's my phone or the DJI, this connects to the phone. You clip it on top, you like that. And then this, flip it here. And I even have an option for lapel. The point is it blocks the wind. It's absolutely amazing. And for what we call shotgun content, run and gun, right? You're just running quick on the fly, plug it in your phone and you go, Sophie style. It's perfect. And that's one of the most important things that I think you need to do today is invest in a mic. They cost anywhere from, you can get them for as low as $100, but listen, if you want to get serious about video, you want to get serious about content, you're going to spend a good $250 to $300 and buy 2, don't buy 1.
So you have a guess.
Buy this that comes with 2 and then a receiver, because like Jeff said, local content, it's really difficult to walk around and hold it like a traditional microphone. You want to clip it on yourself, clip it on the person you're interviewing, plug this in your phone and you go. It's called a Comica. It's COMICA, Boom XD. If somebody could drop that in the content, into the comments, please.
Yep.
So that's safe for audio.
And
I want to get in.
I use very similar. I use the Shure, the SHURE, same thing. It's a little compact, chargeable thing that plugs into your phone. 2 little lapel mics, clip onto anybody, little clips, boom, boom, done. Just a matter of where you want to budget yourself, but a couple $100 gets it done for audio. I want to move on to some of the other stuff, but I just want to share the other simple little thing you need for any of this stuff. And it sounds simple, but I did share with like the Loom Cube tripod. It's only because there's times where, and I know sometimes that's it's when when you're taking a selfie, you always have to hold the camera up because you don't want that chin thing. Like, I know it's, it's a very big thing when you're taking a selfie, but there's times where you want your camera, or if you have something, you're mounting your camera, you want it elevated up, pointing down, or you want the little ring light to be up. So just a little portable one, but literally, it'll stretch out to, gosh, I don't know. It's like, this is probably, 36 inches, but I could stick it on a tabletop. I could adjust the size. I could have my camera handy. I could even use it as a monopod if I wanted to. But more importantly, I use this sometimes just for good lighting. I get the light up high, tilt it back. I could be sitting in a hotel room or wherever I'm at, and it's facing downward. So, and it's easy for me to throw this in my bag without carrying a big, bulky tripod. So real simple things to help make your video a little bit better. And I'm looking for people in the chat looking for the name of it. So
The last thing to add to this is understanding the fundamentals of light and sound. And so, for example, you're outside by yourself on a nice windy day. Well, if you put your back to the wind and you still have sun in your face, you can still get pretty good sound. You have to pay attention to this. So you can kind of cup your phone. There's little basic things, but the amount of videos that I watch of these realtors or anybody who just doesn't pay attention to the basic fundamentals make me nuts. You want to have the light in your face. So for example, I have the light over here. So it's going to be a lot more pretty on my complexion this way than it is going to be over here facing the wall. Those kind of basic little things are going to get you better photos and better video. And let me tell you, your audience will appreciate you standing this way, cupping yourself from the wind. So
yeah,
there's all kinds.
I'm gonna take my mic and I'm gonna move it for a second. So I'm gonna show you. I have my actual camera on a tripod, but obviously I sit with a big ring light above me too, just in regular day-to-day activities, because that extra lighting is adjustable. And actually I did buy one because not that I'm lazy per se, but I wanted one that I could adjust the lighting on. So I don't have to get up each time I want to adjust lighting. I can make it brighter, super bright. I can make it lower. So I just hit my little clicky and it makes it lower. So I wanted one that could adjust, the ring light via remote, just for when I'm doing video stuff here, even at my desktop. So some ring lights will give you flex on how much you can control darkness and light.
You want to jump into the apps?
Yeah,
We'll
let's
start
go
with
for it.
camera.
It's not even
Before we
apps.
jump into the apps, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, could we have our final sponsor go of the day?
Absolutely. And we got
Thank
some
you
really
so
good-
much.
Go for it.
Jamie, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Great tips so far, guys. I really like it. We're trying to do a lot more with social media and videos and stuff as well, just as a title company. But I'm Jamie from Allied Title and Escrow. I'd like to say that we're the best title company in the business, but I can't honestly say that because we can be the best title company for you, however. So we have a client experience department that is their main goal is to make sure that we are working with our agents to make sure that we're meeting all of their needs and the needs of their clients and everyone that's in the transaction. So we're contacting you via text, via email. Every agent is different, and all you agents, your clients are all different. They want to be communicated by some like text, some like email. So we individualize that experience for you so that your closing can go as smoothly as possible. We also have the latest and best technology behind us. So we do a lot of remote closings. We teamed up with Notarize back in 2016. We invested in that company and we vet all of our notaries. We believe that, we don't want to use one of these large companies where we're just getting any notary to show up at our mobile closings. We like to make sure that we're interviewing them. They go through a very extensive process because we want them to make us look good and we want them to make you look good. You don't want someone just showing up and not knowing what they're doing. So that's really important to us. We've really mastered the whole remote closing aspect in that. If you have any questions regarding that or client experience department or anything about Allied, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll go ahead and put my information in the chat. And I think that's about it. So hope you guys have a great day, and I appreciate you letting me sponsor today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, we go. Okay, cool. Thank you. I know Kevin wanted to jump in. We good, Kev?
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. We appreciate your support as well.
Yes.
So
Title.
let's kick this up a notch. It's never about the app. It's about how do you use things to create differentiation, right? So we got so hung up on the word, apps or software. Some of these are apps, some of these are software. But there's some really good, it's about the strategy. So like I could talk about, if I mention I'm going to talk about Facebook business pages today, you'd be like, we've had that for 10 years. What do I need to know? But if I can create a strategy to go prospect with it, it's different. So we're going to talk about 4 different kind of app softwares and how we're using it, and other teams are using it, and agents across the country. So let's kind of tie this in. All right, Nick, you start with the first one, and I'm going to tie into it as well because it's popular, but there's some cool ways to spin it.
Yes, so Canva is a great platform. It can be free. I have a paid version because I have a team. And what I like about it is in the paid version, I think in the free, you can have teams. So the cool thing about this is, let's say you're starting a team or a brand or an individual, you can create different buckets, right? And so if you pay, it's like $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever it is. You put all of your branded material on, your headshots, your photos, your logos, the neighborhoods that you normally go to, the restaurants, whatever it is that you need to have in there on the fly, that from your mobile device, from a tablet, a PC, or anyone on your team, your remote assistant, virtual assistant, whatever it is, can just go in, press a button and go. You can do in Canva. And you create these templates. So you create different template sets. You create your just listed, your just sold, all the basic stuff that you need, but it's so easy to do. It takes a little bit of time to set up, and then anybody can contribute. So Jeff and I, if we wanted to, can actually sit down and share a Canva project together. This presentation today was designed really quickly by my assistant, actually here in Dubai, using Canva. So like I said, it's a great way to share information. There's templates, and it has some pretty cool features. You can do background removal. A lot of people tell me, I was doing a presentation this week, and Simo, who's also a director of the Miami Board of Realtors, was saying, brother, I don't have one on my phone that has a background removed. I said, send it to me anyway. And in Canva, right on my phone, boop, 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 background's gone. The premium version does it really quick, and it's a really affordable price. It does a lot of things, guys. It has templates. It has social media posts. You can do anything you can imagine that you need in your day-to-day business. Canva has a template for it. So I'm not going to go too long on that. I know Jeff had something he wanted to add as well for
I
Canva.
just know what I find interesting is Canva started out as a cool design product, something really simple. And what it's turned into, some of the large teams we work with have literally, as Nick was even saying, have actually turned it into their entire marketing platform. So it becomes like the marketing hub where everything goes there. The team has access to it. The assistants have access to it. It becomes everything. So it became its own like business entity. And the premium account, I know no one wants to drop a couple bucks sometimes, but the feature set you get at the extra level is so worth it in today's world. You can't, you have to at least give it the shot and look at the premium features. Free is great, but I know, so Jamie just posted too. I think she says Canva's got a special in there for 3 months at $6.50 a month. Like just, the level up of marketing and then making it your hub. So all your stuff's in one spot, right? So I found it interesting how it evolved into its own business basically. So super.
Yeah, I mean, imagine owns a brokerage or a team, right? And you really want to get information quickly. You can give everyone, so you're allowed, just like in a lot of software, you're allowed to choose what access they have.
Yep.
So you can do a view only access where they can download information. So you can take all of your new listings, do a just listed, put all the information in there. And then you can even do flyers that are blank where your agents or your teammates, or let's say you're kind of like me and you want to give content to other agents to promote your business.
Sure.
Listen, guys, exclusive is exclusive, but you know what? A lot of times you need help from other agents around us to bring a buyer. So what if you went into Canva and you designed a flyer for your property and you let other agents in your area, not just your best friends, other agents who wanted to promote you, to spend money and time and energy to promote your listing, and you give them a template from Canva. They can put their own photo and information and they bring the buyer. There's so many ways that you can leverage technology today. And I think a lot of people fall short on what they're really doing for the marketing. So try to create content for others to share as well, either unbranded or give them the opportunity to brand something as well.
Yep. Cool. All right. So on to the next one. This was the video app I was holding back on you a little bit. And look, there's nothing perfect in this world, but here's what it solved the problem for. So Big View with a VU at the end. Two problems. A, some agents get stuck as soon as they see that little red light blinking and it's recording. You just don't know what to say. You don't know how to start, or you're talking about maybe a listing or a town or a community and you forget the highlights. So at a simple level, this allows you to put up a script, if you will, like a teleprompter. And a teleprompter isn't like some new thing. It's been around, but it gives you at least a teleprompter effect that you can at least talk about the community. It'll scroll through and you can talk about the highlights of the things you wanted to, while at the same time looking right at the camera, not over here trying to read something and the camera's here. So the teleprompter's cool, but my favorite feature was this, is for, last couple of years, captions, meaning the words over top of your video, has been huge. We're watching and reading captions because we can't turn the audio on, or you're in a meeting or you shouldn't be watching video, but you are because you're reading the captions and you'll listen to it later. And there's a lot of solutions for it. I used to shoot a video, send it to REV, pay $1 for a minute worth of content. They convert it. Then I got to drop the caption over top of my video. We did it. It wasn't simple all the time, but it caused work. With Big View, you hold up your camera, you do your thing, you say what you're going to say. When you're done, excuse me, when you're done, there's an option that says convert to captions. You choose captions, turn captions on. Excuse me. And then what it'll do is it'll take all your words, convert them into the captions. Now, here's the part. You could tell I speak a little bit faster. I'm from New Jersey. Don't hold that against me, but it may not hear every word exactly as I wanted to say it. It always messes up my last name too. My last name is Lobb. It says Lob. But what it does is it gives you all the text where you can tap on any of the boxes of text and edit them, correct it, add a comma, spell it properly, and you go through all of your text on the screen without leaving the app. Here's the best part. For those of you who say ums and ahs, like and you have all these little hesitations because of nerves, if you delete the or the ah word out of the caption, it will take the audio out of the video of you saying ums and ahs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's
Seriously,
pretty awesome. So what it'll do, so then you save it, then you could export it, share it to then whatever you want. So I just like to, when I get the captions done, I save it, I download it locally on my device, and then I can upload and import to IG or Reels or wherever I want to push it. So to me, again, is it a perfect app? No. Did it solve some problems I'm willing to live with? Imperfections? Yes, because captions are super important. And it just made it all in one platform, including other stuff like it removes background noise and some other editing features. But to me, it was captions that sold me on this one. So that was kind of cool.
That's great. That's a good one. I'm Big View too.
Yeah, it's worth checking it out. I think it is on both, Apple and Android, and there may be others like it too. I haven't dove into them, but finding something that does captions, whatever app it might be, that does it in the same device or the same app is perfect.
Yeah, like if you guys look at all the top social media, whether it's real estate or anything for that matter, as Jeff said, captions are key. A lot of people are scrolling in bed, they're scrolling at the office, they're on the train, they're on a plane, wherever they are, and you can't really play your sound. We don't always have headphones on us. So captions are king in video content.
Yep, for sure. So the next one I want to tie in I want to share the problem and a solution. And I do have a little bit of a insight I could share with you guys that'll give you a little bit of kind of access to this if you're interested. So here was the problem is a colleague of mine in the West Coast sold a company for a large amount of money. He was in the San Francisco market, high-end market, and had a problem. He says, Jeff, we did a lot of media content, tons of media. Problem is, everyone that asked me for a pre-listing presentation, everyone that asked me to send me something in advance before I got to the appointment, when I was working with buyers, they wanted to see why should I work with you versus the other? By email, delivering media stinks. It's horrible. If I want to send Nick a video of something I did. I got to send them, either a link that's too big or a link to Vimeo or YouTube. Then I want to send them a PDF. I got to attach it. Then I want to send a JPEG. I got to attach that. And then it's an email that looks like a hot mess of attachments. So he created Highnote. Highnote is basically like a delivery system for all forms of media in a visual format, if I could say that nicely. So basically is this, with Highnote, it's highnote.io. It creates a branded page. You put your header up top, your branding at the top of the page, and then anything like if you want to create a pre-listing package and you want to put a PDF about maybe your brokerage, you could drop the PDF in there, and there's a PDF. It looks like an a la carte menu with the title of what it is. You want to drop a video in, you drop it there. It shows the video, link to it and everything. So it's an a la carte menu of all medias, PDFs, spreadsheets, PowerPoints, a video, a link to something. So we've got top producers across the country creating like a pre-listing package. And when I get that done, all I'm sharing with you is one link to the page that opens up that has all of the things I want to share with you. So it's deliverable. And the best part is you get access to all the data, meaning if they clicked on my virtual tour 3 times, or they clicked on Nick's video of him, cruising around on his board somewhere, I see what their interest levels are, right? I know what they're paying attention to because I see the open rates and I see what they clicked on. So you can create a pre-list package. You can create your actual listing presentation there. You can create, we see people creating ones that, what do you do after we close on the home? Here's the link to your internet providers. Here's the link to your utilities. Here's my whatever. It's something for each part of the process. We even have people using it to present offers in. They create all of the why about this team or person or individual agent, and then they just drop the offer in at the top. And they're delivering that as a way to present offers. So it's a unique platform. It's deliverable. It makes media much easier to work with. And of course, it's not that expensive. It's like, I want to say it's like $400 a year, like for everything. But here's the caveat. If you go to highnote.io and want to see a demo, because I always tell you demo and vet everything, right? Vet everything. If there's a wait list of, last I checked, it was 400 people wait list. Now here's a little, it's rare that I'm a very humble dude, but I'll flex a little bit right here. If you guys want to see a demo of it, send me an email that you want to see a demo of it. I can bypass the wait list and get you directly to their sales team and to the owner of the company.
Jeff,
I know you want to see this. So all I need is just an email so I can do the introduction. Hey, so-and-so wants to see it. It's just because I know him personally. I told him I'm a big believer in the product. I use it myself, but I don't like to wait for crap, to be honest. I don't want to wait for nothing. I want to see it now. And if I can use it now, I will use it. If not, thank you very much for your time. So I could bypass the wait list for you. Shoot me an email. You'll have my contact at the end anyway. So that was my Highnote delivery option for our biz. Okay, Nick.
I'm so blown away right now, Jeff. So as a lot of I do a lot of heavy video, and what Jeff just talked about, I've been using a system called Bombbomb, which I'm going to kind of add a 5th one here just for a minute, but Bombbomb's great because it allows you to send video on the email. So it can be a Gmail, whatever it is, Outlook. It has these different, links that you can use for different things. But right on your phone, let's say that I just showed a property to Jeff, and I show a property to Jeff, and he kind of liked it, but like he's got to show his wife because he's got kids. And Jeff goes little video, he's talking about, look, it's got 6 rooms, whatever it is. And I want to follow up. I can be like, hey, Jeff, it's Tiger here, right? Because I got the phone in my hand. Hey, Jeff, it's Tiger here. I just spoke to the listing agent. Man, they told me something they shouldn't have told me. They let me know that the seller might go like 5% below list. Did you get a chance to talk to your wife and your family? What do you think? Do you have any questions? I'm gonna hit send. So the reason I want to talk about Bombbomb, video is key, right? It puts face to face, especially with COVID the last 2+ years. We've lost a lot of those personal interactions. And so Highnote to me sounds like a way to bring everything, all my content right to the face. Because Jeff, what I'm guessing is it has iframe for YouTube, so I can play it. Okay, I want to demo.
So it'll frame out stuff, and it's, it's an evolving product. It's new. They're tweaking a lot of new features to it as well. It's literally in the past year they launched. But the same way Bombbomb solved the problem of, I want to deliver a video by email, and delivering a video by email stinks. They solved that problem. Highnote saying, we want you to deliver all mediums, all JPEGs, PDFs, photos, videos, or even links to a website. So if you got a link to, here's my, link to a video tour, it'll take the link and it'll share the link out, but it's in visual context that doesn't look like jumbled email. So problem, solution, same Bombbomb, problem, solution, right? Fabulous.
My email has 5 links on it. It doesn't play anything on screen except for the Bombbomb. All right, we're gonna get into Fiverr. So Fiverr, you all know what Fiverr is.
Yep.
Listen, using Canva or any other system, Fiverr is great. You can pay a designer some little bit extra money. It could be $50, $100, and they can do custom design templates for you in Canva. You don't have to be a designer. I cannot use Photoshop to save my life. It's true.
Yep.
You can also use it for skip tracing, for logos, for marketing material, and so much more. Our logo came from somebody else, but the point is, I was able to take my typical design. We were trying to combine my paddleboarding, my bow tie, my hair, and my glasses, which is my old logo, and my nickname Tiger. We wanted to combine it. So we put this thing on Fiverr where you can have people bid. So you can say, hey, here's the parameters for the job. Here's the money I'm going to pay. Show me what you got, right? And then they send you a rough draft. If you like it, you go with them. You can also hire somebody based on their current work. My team actually uses Fiverr quite a bit for design things, for landing pages. I don't have time for this stuff, and most of you don't either. Even my assistant and my admin don't have time for this. So it's one of those things where it can very quickly go to Fiverr. You can look at somebody's portfolio. You can have a conversation. And let me tell you, it might not be $5 anymore, but there's a lot of amazing opportunities in there to use Fiverr.
Yep.
And I think we have 3 really important slides after this. So Jeff, are you cool jumping into the high level brand strategies?
I do. I just want to highlight skip tracing though, because we use it a lot
please.
now too. Just so when we do a lot of farming strategy stuff, data is not perfect, but if you got a farm area, you get all the tax records and stuff, you could find someone on Fiverr to skip trace it, meaning just upload your tax records. They'll spit it back for like $10, $20. The phone numbers and emails that they could find related to that address. Don't get frustrated because you might get the kid's cell phone number or some old email address. But listen, if I had a farm area of 500 homes and I paid $20, even if 30% or even 20% was accurate, I started with 0. If I got 20% to text, email, or phone call about, prospective opportunities, it's more than you had. And it's an opportunity to at least reach out and touch them. So yes. So that's the way I leverage it as well. Onward, high level brand strategies.
All right, so brand strategies, I know Jeff and I agree on all of this. It's all about video, community, hyper-local, and business partnerships. We talked about a little bit of this already. I guess one thing is hyper-local, right? So if you want to sell in a specific neighborhood in Montero, or you want to sell in Biscayne Point, a lot of these neighborhoods around the country might not have commercial space inside the community. So it's where do they go? I happen to live on one of the islands, and there's a few places you can walk to, but not really. My bank is just over the bridge. My dry cleaner is down the street. So it's not always about featuring the dry cleaner in the neighborhood, but it's about where do they want to go. So I think it's really important to understand and ask them, walk around, knock on doors, talk to people on the street, right? Ask them, hey, what's your favorite dry cleaner? Ask the people who are your potential sellers for listings and your potential buyers what their favorite things are, and then feature that. Go get to meet the business owners. Like Jeff's already said, partnering with business owners, promoting them for free. Listen, even if they only promoted you for 30 days, even if you got 30 days, guys, come on, 30 days from a person who knows 1,000 people, 500 people by name, it's really difficult to find that amount of value for the amount of time it's going to take. It will cost you tens of thousands of dollars to get the local pizzeria to promote you for the entire year. But if you like Giuseppe, then has a little pizzeria and he's got the perfect, Napoleano, and you go and you talk to him and you hang out and you video and you let him tell a story of his nonna, of his grandma, and you get into why he uses this very specific buffalo matzah in the process. I promise you, Giuseppe is going to give you a lot of business.
For sure. And this is tying into the next part of, how do we kind of get more, visibility? You got credibility and being profitable. So this is a fun game I played. You play it right now as far as, your branding. So share your
Yeah.
strategies. I'll share a few physical visibility strategies.
So, yeah, the old adage in real estate and a lot of coaches and speakers nationally, you're going to hear become the mayor of your city, become the mayor of your village, right? Well, now we can take it a little bit further. We can call it become the king or the queen of your SOI. That is your sphere of influence. You might have a database of 20,000 people. They don't all know your name. If I called my entire database, not all of them know that I'm in Dubai. They don't all know about my dog, Honey. They don't all know that I have a new nephew that was just born a month ago. They don't know these things. So for me, the most important SOI is your top 20, 50, 100, 200, 500. However big your business is, focus on those people that know your name first, who will say, hey, Tiger, oh my God, those photos of the birds in Dubai. I saw that you were doing this presentation with Jeff Lobb while you were there. I saw that you were out in the sand dunes, sand bashing. How was it? That's what I mean when I say SOI. So it's not about being loud. It's about roaring. Roaring is about being the loudest, biggest person in the room. It's about being visible, and it's about having a consistent view in that person's eyes. You don't have to wear bright colors. We have a friend of ours, Jeff and I, that wears orange everywhere. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He wears bright orange. His shoes, his socks, his shirts, his bow ties, his car, probably his underwear, everything he wears is orange. The point is he's created such a solid brand on the color. And he roars, not just in color, but he roars in consistency, personality, and he is visible. He's visible in the industry at a national level. And I can guarantee you every single person within 50 miles of his house knows who he is. The point I'm getting at is roaring is important. And it's about having value, giving value, sharing, asking for nothing in return. And that's one of the things that has highly transformed my business to where it is today.
And so here's the word I want to hang my hat on today is the word value. And I just did a talk for a large title organization just around that word. We say we provide value to people. We provide valuable content. We provide valuable. So when we talk about our SOI and, we put them into systems and, I'm not saying systems don't work. You put them into drip mails and newsletters and stuff. And some of you might do a really good job at that. But here's the question I have to ask. And I ask a loaded question. If you want to put it in chat, but I used to do this. I do this as a live audience. I said, think about the stuff you're sending your clients on a monthly or weekly basis. Like think about whatever that is, whatever newsletter it is, whatever stuff you're emailing them or mailing them, whatever. If you were your client, if you flipped the script and you were now your client, would you be excited about opening that email and would you find it valuable?
Yeah.
And I watched live eyes in an audience of hundreds, if not thousands, all look at each other and go, no, wait a minute. So you don't find it valuable or find it something of even interest and exciting, but you're sending it to your clients anyway. So then I'll ask the questions, how many of you get inundated with digital junk mail? All of us. So are you being perceived as digital junk mail, or actually maybe some of the content is even annoying your clients? So yeah. I want you to think of the word value as what we think is valuable to them may not be what they see as valuable in real life. So when we start thinking about content to send to our SOI, it does need to be very personal. It needs to be about, your family things or things, your hobbies or things that are happening in the community or things that they should be like, what are their favorite places to go to? Like asking them the question. If you said, hey, these are my two favorite places to go grab a burger and a beer. What are yours? You're going to find people going, oh my God, first of all, I've never been to that place. We should try that. But also my favorite place is this. Like people want to share what their favorite, but send them something that's relevant to their area, community, or something they can go do and participate in versus digital junk mail. Because, I think we're annoying a lot of our clients when it comes to the word value because we don't see it as value when we're on the other side of the fence. So that's kind of a challenge you have to kind of face and look in the mirror on for sure. What do you think?
I think what Jeff is wonderful. And he and I had this conversation. I was doing a weekly email called the Weekly Roar that had a video component. And so what I would do is before Christmas, one of my favorite things with my family since I was a child was to go to a local botanical garden. whether we're in Colorado, whether we're in Miami, whether in San Francisco, LA, Washington, DC, New York, New Jersey, the Botanical Gardens put an amazing light show on. And so there was this one year that I dressed up, because ours had theme nights. You had superhero night, you had Santa night. This happened to be a onesie night. So my girlfriend at the time and I dressed up in these unicorn onesies, and we took our cameras out and we shot what it was like very early on to experience the lights in the Botanical Gardens. And then we did something at the zoo. The point is we added a tremendous value. So we sent people the calendar of things to do that are COVID friendly, social distancing on the holidays with your family and your loved ones. The amount of phone calls and text messages and WhatsApp videos of people skipping in their costumes for the week, it warmed my heart, and it got me a couple of listings and several buyers. So the point is this: add value. I asked for nothing in my newsletter. I never said, if you want to buy or sell your home, call the Tiger team. Listen, they know who I am. They know who you are. They know who Jeff is. If they like you and they trust you, there is a high probability they're going to work with you. So I don't believe in the hard ask. I know a lot of companies preach that and teach it. Not my style, but value is everything. So let's jump into master networking, right? So becoming the queen or the king or queen of your SOI. How do you do this? We talked about visibility. We talked about video. We've already gone. We've talked about Canva. We've talked about consistency. Visibility is just being seen, right? I think NAR, the National Association of Realtors, says that it takes, was it 14 to 16 touch points before a new individual turns into a potential client or a transaction, right? So imagine 14 to 16 times you have to be visible with this person. You know, Jeff and I talk about it a lot, that we believe in being present in someone's life, being authentic. So visibility does like this. You build visibility, you show things over and over again, whether it's the Tiger tours or whether it's you doing your little live video in the park with the dog, whatever it is, do it repetitively, do it well. Scale up. Take those tips from video that we talked about, the sound, the audio, the lighting, right? And then from there, it builds credibility. They go, wow, man, Tiger really knows about octopus or tacos or old cars or paddleboard or whatever it is, because I've shown them 14 to 16 times that I'm the expert at this one thing, this one building, this one neighborhood, this one community, this one type of property, this one type of lifestyle. So as my credibility builds, referrals will start coming in. The trust grows. I got a phone call just before I came to Dubai where it was somebody called me. Her daughter follows my Facebook. I've met her a couple of times, maybe 3, over a 4-year period, but she follows my Instagram, my Facebook, and my LinkedIn. My content is consistent. So there's a few things that I echo heavily in my business. And she followed that. She goes, you know what? My daughter says you're the only one to help me, and it's $1 million listing. I did a good job on that. Whatever I did, now I have to double down and repeat it, but it's about credibility. Visibility and credibility leads always to profitability. So that's my 2 cents on that.
So I want to get to the next slide for time purposes. I want to share with you, I should have had this as a slide, but I shared this in one of my presentations recently. It's talking about, you know, while we're in real estate, we really do need to be the jack of all trades, right? We need to understand it. And here's where, and I don't know if you guys know this, but the phrase itself, the jack of all trades is a master of none, right? And it's almost like a downplaying, like you need to master something. But do you know the full saying? I don't know, Nick, do you know the full saying of that phrase?
I do. I don't remember right now.
All right, so I'm going to read it to you. So it's a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Yes. So it really says like, you got to be so diverse in this business that while you think you're in the real estate business, you really are not. The real estate, the homes in the real estate is the product. You're in the business of people and all things people, ways to connect with them, things they do, the community you live in. That's the business. When you get to master all of that, the jack of all trades, real estate's the product. And if you're really good at that community jack of all trades, then literally you can move to another career in sales and still have that same skill set, right? It's just real estate's the core product. So I just wanted to share that with you just as I should add a slide for it, but for time purpose, let's move on to our social media slide and we'll kind of wrap it up quickly from here.
Yeah, so just being on social media is not social, it's anti-social. You're looking at your phone, you're not talking to anybody, we're removing the face-to-face. So a lot of people will ping me, like my post, comment. They don't deserve my business. How many of you right now, today, in the last week, in the last month, the last year, got so many messages from these people that you never heard of, even text messages now. How annoying is that? Are you ever going to actually give business? Listen, if they can't articulate their value in 10 seconds, I give them 30 because I'm nice, but 10 seconds, they don't deserve it. The point is this: there's all these things you can do on social media. Today, actually, I found out that it was, because I'm in Dubai, my time's kind of off, one of my friends from high school's birthday is today. So I sent her a private message, a video on Facebook. Instead of just liking and commenting, happy birthday, HBD, all the stuff that everyone else does. And then I get mad when she doesn't list with me. Now listen, it's, hey, Pam, I'm over here in Dubai. Oh my God, I'm so happy I caught you. I hope I get to see you soon. She's actually in DC. So I hope that when I come to DC, we get to have dinner. Boom, boom, boom. The point is, I do private messages of video. It's very personal, makes a big difference. And it makes them feel like you really care rather than an HBD, heart, smiley face type stuff.
Yeah, and look, if you're going to, if you get to know people, and this is something that would mean something more importantly than anything. So when we talk about social media, you're right, it can be very distracting in many ways. We could do an hour just on this topic, but think about the things that are very personal to somebody. So if someone sent me a message, instead of trying to ask me for business or something, and just simply said, hey, I ran across this kids coaching lacrosse article about kids lacrosse. It made me think, I was just thinking about you. Now, you don't know, I coach kids lacrosse. Like if that was something personal you sent to me, awesome. If you sent me like a little personalized thing, it doesn't have to be expensive. Someone shared with me, and I'll tell you, it means the world to me. It sounds crazy. You guys, this is like my thing, right? I know I drink Dunkin' Donuts through a straw. Any coffee I drink through a straw. So someone sent me like a little personalized message. Hey, I sent you something. It's on the way. Look for the package. And it was a metal platinum straw that I could put into every cup. I keep it at my house because I'll lose it here at work. But you know, something, little things that matter to people about something in their life. So when you're messaging people, it doesn't have to be just about business. It's, hey, this made me think of you. Hope you're having a great day. Boom, with something that is meaningful to them. So if we could think that way, that will win customers over way more than a social media post, because that's the human nature that we live in today, is, you know, thinking about people first.
So I've had the same mortgage broker for many years now, and I have 3 others that I'm really good friends with. And I had a guy, I hope my friends aren't watching this, I gave him 2 referrals because I happen to have a 1967 Camaro. It's my dream car, and I worked really hard on it, and he knows it. This guy didn't know me, never met me, but he followed my social media, and he saw that I was all excited. I'm in the shop, we're working on the motor. You know what he does? He goes to, he's probably already at a car show, but he sends me this photo of a car. And he goes, hey, I saw this car. I was thinking of you. I hope I get to see yours one day in person. I literally called him the next day. I said, hey, let's meet for lunch. Let's go for a ride. I gave him 2 of my clients. My brokers are going to be really mad at me because I've had the same guy for like 10 years, one of my brothers. But let me tell you, Jeff, it stood out and it got my attention in such a big way. And I've gotten business, including listings this way as well.
Yep.
Did you have any questions in the audience or any final?
So we're going to go questions. If there's any questions, I'm going to put, excuse me, I'm going to put up our slide of our information. You guys want to connect with us? Here's the simple way to do that, but we're open for questions in the chat, or if you want to unmute your mic, however you want to do this for the last couple minutes, or maybe there is no questions, but shoot. And while we're waiting, here's our info.
Yeah, one of the great things about SOI, just you know, while we're waiting on questions to come in, it's not always about people that you can do business with. It's about people you can network with. You know, when I met Jeff, I think I met you at Inman.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've seen Jeff now over the years. He lives in Jersey, I live in Miami. But having access to people, it's all about doing something different. You know, I'm 6'2", I wear bow ties. Jeff wears bow ties. So we both stand out. We're different. We're techie. You know, we're both a little like kind of nerdy in a fun way. We like our things that we're passionate about, and we love to help people. So building your SOI, it's not always just about the people that you can do business with. It's who can you learn from. You know, Jeff and I clicked a long time ago. So that the point I'm getting at is try to connect with people, not just who you see a dollar sign from, but who you can like contribute to, who you can potentially give value to, right? And the more you give value to someone else, the more things are going to come back to you. And on top of that, Jeff and I are very approachable. We're available on Instagram very easily, I would imagine, text sometimes. But the point is, try to find some people that you resonate with. All the things that we talked about are things that have transformed my business and tens of thousands of others. If you want to know more details on this specifically, Jeff and I are definitely available for that as well.
Yeah.
Are there any questions in the chat, Jeff?
No, so you know, we must have done an awesome job because we've solved all their problems. But look, here's our information. We'll wrap this up. I'll turn back to Kevin. Connect with us, reach out to us on IG. Would love to know if you want to connect with us on IG or someplace. What were your favorite 1, 2, or 3 things you got out of today? To me, it's always a win. Of if there's anything that resonated with you today as a valuable tool or approach to do something, either share it in chat while Kevin wraps up, or hit us up on Instagram and share that with us, because that helps us gauge what makes the most sense of being relevant, right? So Kevin, thanks for having me. Nick, thank you for inviting me on as a guest. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Jeff. Always an honor.
Thank you.
And Kevin and the Miami Board of Realtors as well, and YPN. Hey, if you don't know about YPN, Kevin, are you going to plug YPN? Are you?
I actually was going to plug a webinar we have tomorrow. It is about leadership. Obviously, Miami YPN kind of helps you get your ground in leadership at the association. It gets you involved with the community, and you have a lot of fun while you better your business. Not to mention, you get to actually meet the people you're going to do business with, and imagine the personal relationships that you have that help you close deals later on. It's extremely important. So if you are available at 10 a.m. tomorrow, please join us for the Lady Leaders event. It's all about female leaders in the association to conclude Women's History Month. We would love to see you there. And if you want to join Miami YPN, just go to miamirealtors.com/YPN Pro. That's our premium membership. It gives you exclusive access, not only to our education, but first registration for events, VIP seating, gifts, you name it. We do a lot of great stuff for you when you join YPN Pro. Does anybody want to hop on for a question for Jeff or Tiger before we let you go? I know social media is so very important, including for promoting YPN events. Please hop on. This is your time to pick the brains of some geniuses, not only in real estate, but in the social media space as well, which is ever more important as we move forward in this industry.
I'm getting hit up on IG though. I see some people connecting with me on IG though. So
Good.
Are they on there?
yeah, they're sending me stuff on IG, which is awesome. So,
Good.
So why-
Yeah, and slide in their DM there if that's easier. We completely understand.
it's always the
Why-
preferred method sometimes.
So listen, guys, so YPN is an amazing organization. It's part of the Miami Board of Realtors. You might not know this, but we are the largest real estate association in the country, almost 60,000 members. So it's broken down into commercial, residential, corporate. I'm going to miss one of them, YPN. Kevin, what's the 5th one?
JTHS?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Oh, they're going to get some out of me now.
Ah.
So that's the guys that are up in the Northeast. Anyway, the point is this: getting involved in leadership is great. It's going to change your life. It will change your career because you get direct access to leaders. I happen to work with several of them on an almost daily basis, and it's phenomenal. There's nothing like it. Doesn't cost you a penny, but it gives you a lot. You will gain and grow your business and your team and your life because of the people that you surround yourself with. They always say that you are kind of the median of the 5 or 10 closest people you're with. So if you really want to grow and level up several levels, surround yourself with people that are already doing things that you have not, things that they have achieved that you want to achieve. That's kind of my 2 cents on that. YPN is a great way to do it. Even just having direct access. You know, Jeff and I are kind of hard to get on the phone sometimes, but coming to events, joining us here, these are the kind of things that you can do to get direct access to some pretty high level people.
Yep. I've had amazing experience YPN across the country. Anytime I can participate in it, I'm always in. And I've had a great experience no matter where I've gone to a YPN event and group. So I'm proud of you guys. I'm glad you guys do it. I'm thrilled with what you guys stand for and hope you guys continue to grow it and scale it. It's a fantastic organization. So.
Give up on my way home.